We maintain those two principles: no soil from outside, no organic matter from outside, and we did everything ourselves. And we have turmeric.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah,
It's so fragrant.
it's very fragrant. And
Do you have a log or something of, okay, I've planted this now? You just remember.
yeah, we just remember the places, and we remember things which we planted long back also, and where. Sometimes. You have to wait, yes, but in the life of a forest, what is 3 to 4 years? You know, it's nothing. You will not live to see the a real forest, and we hope, because some of the trees take 200 years. You know, it takes 10 minutes to cut it. Yesterday, actually, I took one piece. You see, this is what we.
I was born in Bombay and I grew up in Delhi and then Bangalore, and then I lived in Pune and Hyderabad. So I'm a metro girl actually. And that is exactly the reason why I came here. This kind of disenchantment with the urban life and all the choices of urban service oriented or whatever industrial occupations that city people get into, I didn't find it like fulfilling. Isn't it possible for humans to live in a way that is in harmony with all other living beings on this planet? There ought to be a way of living like that. There was a lot of soul searching, and at the same time I was really attracted to the simple life of peasants. So then I broke off with my career, and I wasn't even attracted to a family life in that middle class sense, and I broke off with it and found myself in Auroville.
I'll show you a picture of the land, what it looked like in 1984, and that was when you could count in an area of about 8 square kilometers, which is sloping towards the Ustiri Lake. There's quite a bit of slope, maybe 40 meters of slope between the road to Ustiri Lake. So when there was deforestation starting in the 1700s, that sort of created a huge erosion. The pebble layer is from a river that flowed here 20 million years ago. And so those were deeper strata which got exposed because of erosion.
Okay, nice.
I think this is the same thing. I'm just harvesting it. You know, when we started to regenerate this land, we didn't want to bring inputs from outside. So we didn't want to bring soil from outside or even bring manure from outside. So working with those principles, then what do you do on a land that has no soil? You know, termites make this layer of red earth over the leaves. So they bring grain by grain, they bring the clay between the pebbles and put it on top of the organic matter. Then again it rains, and all of that consumed organic matter and all that goes into the 11 water harvesting ponds, and then in summer we can collect that silt that termite brought earth, and then we make layers of leaves.
Oh my, that's a very tedious process but beautiful.
This is how we created this garden. Otherwise, on the pebbles, you can't grow a thing.
So the first animals were the birds. Since trees started to come up in the pioneer vegetation, the birds had a place to sit. And then little by little, the civet cat came after so many years, and the peacocks. And then after, the porcupines started to come. And then porcupines started to multiply also. And then the feral pigs came. So all kinds of animals, and now we have jungle cat, so many different birds. Every year, new birds.
This forest that we have, succeeded to regenerate in 28 years. If tomorrow, within 3 hours, if the entire forest is bulldozed, you will have instant climate change. So I see climate change as a consequence of many, devastating actions like deforestation, rapid urbanization, industrialization. So I've never understood like how useful it is to just focus on climate change, but rather to see what has caused it and to remedy that.
Anything like this?
See these in the markets at all. See, this doesn't have that purple.
The purple.
And this has gone deep. It's a sort of a derived. Yeah, so that was planted by me before the quite early, and
A lot of creativity in agriculture is manifest in these traditional varieties, which made it possible for people to farm and live in difficult conditions. So it would just require a kind of shifting of agricultural practices to adapt to climate change. What we do here is an attempt at rescuing varieties that are going extinct, varieties that are ideal for home gardens, varieties that are not in the market system.
the black chili again, but this is from northeast Dal Lake.
The varieties that we conserve here includes rare varieties of popular vegetables like brinjal, lady's finger, bottle gourds, cucumbers, all of that. And it also includes perennial plants that will provide something throughout the year. It actually makes me very happy. Like I grew a red lady's finger, but that has gone all over the country now. There's another vegetable like the long winged bean. That's a vegetable I got from a friend from West Bengal. It grows without any pest or disease problem, and if you have one plant, you can't cope with the production. When I was driving to Pondi, a lady drove up beside me on her bike and she said, Akka, you gave me those seeds. It has produced so much in my garden. Thank you very much for that. Then somebody told me that that wing bean you gave us seeds, it's growing in the villages, in the village market now they are selling the winged bean. In Chittoor, it comes in Andhra on the border area. The people from Tiruvannamalai told me that they got seeds of this bottle gourd from me, and it's producing really well there.
It was a very sad time in Auroville because lacks of trees fell.
Yes, yes.
So everyone was really sad about that. But what was amazing is within 3 years the regeneration was double of the. And around are all the smaller trees which are not really able to take off because the big tree is there.
It was growing very fast after this.
Wow, nature is very mysterious.
And also the leaves and the flowers were bigger.